Everybody, Loads for Life here, bringing guys a brand new deck profile and duel video. So, today we are covering Qli, which is of course a continuation of Pendulum Month and a follow-up to my recent archetype analysis of Qliphort, which you can find in one of the cards that will pop up in the video, and I might have a link down to it down below in the comments if I can remember to. Sometimes I forget to, but it might be there. Otherwise, it will definitely be in the card. I always put it in the card. Anyway, so, Qli is a deck that I've been testing out quite a lot, and it's a fun deck still, but however, Qli suffers from being, well, one of the earliest Pendulum decks to be made. If not, I would say, if you look at it, it was definitely the earliest complete Pendulum deck. And due to that, Konami put a lot of restrictions on the deck that did not age well. Most notably, the simple fact that you cannot special summon monsters except for Qli monsters while you have your scales set up. Now, there are some ways that you can kind of get around this. It's only whenever the scales are up. So if you destroy your scales using something like Wavering Eyes, you can get around that. You know, do your Pendulum Summon, destroy your scales, go off like crazy. That's the idea. The unfortunality of it is that, in my experience, Wavering Eyes is just really inconsistent nowadays. You don't see it as nearly as much as you want to. And there's no really other good way of getting rid of your skills. So you're kind of stuck with only being able to summon Qli monsters. Which means your entire extra deck is pointless. You really only need Qliphort Genius at 3, and that is it. That being said, though, I still play a full maxed out extra deck just in case my scales get killed, so I can, you know, actually do something like maybe make it infinity, or better yet, be able to use Pot of Extravagance. That's a big thing, is being able to use Pot of Extravagance and hopefully not banish Genius, because it's very sad when you banish all 3 Genius. You're basically setting yourself up to fail at that point. By the way, I am sorry if you hear a dog barking in the background. My neighbor's dog is going crazy, and I cannot control it. And I am not a professional YouTuber by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm just going to have to deal with it and record whenever I get a chance, and that chance is now. So, please, let's go ahead and talk about this deck. First and foremost, I got 3 Monolith, 3 Scout. These 2 are your backbones. These are your main Pendulum scales you want in the Pendulum scales, mainly because they generate you the most advantage. Monolith says during the end phase you can draw cards equal to the number of Qlis that you tributed for Qli tribute summons. Very, very good. You're typically going to draw 2 to 3 cards. Not really more than that. Sometimes you'll get 4 or 5 if you have the field spell out, which lets you double summon, so that's really good. Then you got Scout, who is, well, just the classic pay 800, search out any Qli card except for itself. So, yeah, you know, it's just the searcher, it's the Stratos, except it doesn't have to be summoned. So, yeah, these 2 are both level 5 normal monsters, and they, of course, have the very annoying caveat of being able to restrict you only into Qli monsters while they're out on your skills. Since they are level 5 normals, we're playing 3 Summoner Art to be able to search them out, because we need both ASAP. Typically speaking, you are wanting to get to Summoner's Art or Scout, because then you can use Summoner's Art to search out Scout, and then Scout can search out Monolith, and then you got your scales. Or you can use Scout to search out something else if you need to. Really pretty much standard stuff. Play 3 of these guys and 3 Summoner's Art to get to these guys. Then I got 1 Towers. I was originally playing 2 Towers, but I cut him down to 1 because I wanted to be able to do other shenanigans with the Qlis. Towers is not the formidable boss monster he once was. What was once one of the scariest monsters to have to deal with is now honestly a laughingstock, as any Link monster can deal with it, and it's not the biggest issue. It can really be an issue for certain decks, most notably because of the simple fact that it's unaffected by all spell and trap cards, and activated monster effects whose original level or rank is lower than its, which it's 10. So yeah, you can basically just deal with almost anything for the most part. And then of course being able to force your opponent to send a monster from their hand or field to the graveyard once a turn, and drop all spell summon monsters on the field by 500 attack and defense. Very, very, very good. The issue is he's not as good as he used to be, because Link monsters exist. And Boral Sword can kill us with no issue, as can Access Code Talker, as can literally any other freaking Link monster if you power up its attack power if you really wanted to. So, due to that, Towers is not as considerable as he used to be. He's not formidable, I should say. He is still a beefy boss monster. I really wish they'd give him like an updated version or something, though. Like, seriously. Then I got 2 Stealth. I keep flip-flopping between 2 and 3 Stealth. Stealth is one of the best Qlis that is not like an Ygopro. And honestly, even then, a lot of the non-Ygopro Qlis are like better for the most part. It's kind of sad considering modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But I digress. Stealth on summon can, well, on tribute summon, you can target any card on the field, return it to the hand. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to its activation. And of course, like literally every other Qli monster that's an effect pendulum monster, it can be normal summoned or it can be normal summoned without tributing, but its level becomes 4 and its attack drops by 1,000 to, well, 1,800. So it's a pretty darn good card, mainly because you can chain block stuff with it very effectively, and your opponent can't activate anything in response. I keep flip-flopping between 2 and 3 because realistically, while it's one of the best ones, it does the same thing as Carrier. Like 10 to 1, you're going to be doing it double bouncing with Carrier and Stealth, and it just doesn't come up as much as I would like. Now, if you really wanted to, you can drop a shell for another Stealth. That's kind of what I've been flip-flopping between, but in my experience, I've been wanting to OTK more, and doing so with Shell is a bit easier to do than with Stealth. Speaking of Shell, if you tribute summon him using Qli monsters, he gets 2 attacks and does piercing. Very, very, very beefy, and of course if you're tributing to Carrier, you get to bounce 2 monsters, or if you tribute like a good old Helix, you're going to get to pop some spell or trap cards, which means you're going to get in some huge amount of damage, which is very, 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 very good for this deck, as you need to be able to outpace the other better decks that have come out since this deck to be able to actually be able to, you know, get some damage in. And then we got 3 Disc. Disc is the card that generates you probably the single most amount of advantage for this deck. So, take for instance, okay, so whenever it's tribute summoned using Qli monsters, you can spell summon any 2 Qlis from your deck, but destroy them during the end phase. So you tribute summon it, you summon 2 from deck, you then are able to link summon or do anything you want with those 2. Like, for instance, tribute summon again if you have the field spell out or whatever. This is one of the easiest ways to get 4 draws off a Monolith too, by the way. So there is that. It just generates you so much advantage, and then of course you get your pendulums into your extra deck, so you can pendulum summon them back and do all that fun stuff. It can trigger Genius, which is amazing. You know, just more ways of triggering Genius is really great. So it's just something to consider in that regard. And then we got 3 Helix and 3 Carrier. Helix and Carrier are your 2, like, I don't know how to really explain it, but, oh, Treeborn Frogs. There we go. Perfect analogy. Treeborn Frogs. If you compare these 2 Treeborn Frogs, they're basically the same thing. In that regard, they are Monarch stats, 2,400 attack, 1,000 defense. Kind of funny in that regard. And they're both level 6. Carrier, if he's tributed for the tribute summon of a Qli monster, or sorry, actually tributed, period. It doesn't matter how. If Carrier is tributed, you get to bounce a monster. Helix is tributed, you get to pop a spell or trap card. A Realist Carrier would actually destroy the monster, but hey, bouncing a monster is really good as well. So you got that, and of course you can tribute summon like one or the other, and yada yada yada. It just results in a lot of control and effective board popping and disruption and stuff. Very good. I just wish there was basically an egg attack for machines, but during the opponent's turn, and so they could get even more shenanigans off of these 2. But I digress. 2 Ash, 2 Ogre, just standard hand trap shenanigans. 2 Pot of Desires, 2 Pot of Extravagance. This is really big because these 2 help you dig through your deck, and you're able to make use of both. You could, if you wanted to, focus on only 3 of one of these, like for instance 3 Desires or 3 Extravagance, and then throw in another hand trap or 2. That is something you can definitely do if you really want to. It's down to you. This is just really to be used as a kind of framework for you guys to see what kind of ideas you might have. That's how at least I've always viewed deck profiles. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. I don't know. Anyway, so Pot of Desires, Pot of Extravagance. Both are very good for the deck. Extravagance, of course, getting rid of most of your extra deck that you can't even use. And Desires, of course, letting you dig through your deck. Desires is a bit more risky, though, because we do have a couple one-ofs that are kind of important. But, however, we do have it just in case, because we do play a lot of 3-ofs and 2-ofs, and it lets us dig through our deck even more so. This deck has consistency issues out the wazoo until you get to Scout. So, really, once you get to Scout, you're good, but if you can't get to Scout or your opponent keeps ashing you, you're kind of screwed. So, do keep that in mind. Moving on, we got Triple Summoner's Art. Summoner's Art. Very, very good card. I've already explained why. Searches out any level 5 or higher normal monster. You play 3 to get to these guys. Then we got Sacrifice, the really, really, really absurdly broken equip spell for this deck. Equip only to a Qliphort monster. It gains 300 attack and cannot be destroyed by battle. The equipped monster can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a Qliphort monster. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Qliphort monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, that's like 4 effects on 1 card, and they're all good. Well, okay, the 300 attack buff is kind of but like the biggest thing is that the monster you equip to 2 cannot be destroyed in battle. The monster you equip to 2 can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a Qliphort monster, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you can search out any Qliphort monster. So therefore, you effectively have 6 different ways to get to Scout. So yeah, you are getting to Scout one way or the other. Couple that with also having able to play 2 draw cards, very, very handy. 2 Laser Clip. This is the field spell that gives you 2 normal summons of a Qliphort monster, and also on top of that, normal summons of Qliphort monsters cannot be negated. Very good card. I don't need to explain why. It's just a double normal summon. Then I got 1 Climate Change, normal trap card. You add up to 3 of your face-up Qliphort monsters that are pendulum monsters from your extra deck to your hand. You don't activate 1 Climate Change per turn. I keep flip-flopping between playing 1 and 0 of this. I kind of want to squeeze in 2 because it's just that helpful, but it's just like also at the same time super slow. The big thing with it is that you get to add back your resources to your hand, and that is more important than ever before in Yu-Gi-Oh! When you can't pendulum summon as much as you want from your extra deck. So, therefore, this is very, very helpful. It's also helpful in like the late game when your opponent's destroyed all your scouts and monoliths and you need to get them back to your hand. Very, very helpful card. Play 1 of it at least, I would say. I've kept on testing out Pendulum Paradox, which I realized I didn't put down here for my this is what I've been trying thing. But Pendulum Paradox is a really handy card. It does basically the same thing, but adds 2 monsters. It's a spell, by the way. Add 2 Pendulum monsters from your extra deck to your hand. The same scale, but different names. And then we got 2 Recreate. This card is basically a 2nd and 3rd skill drain. Skill Drain is busted in this deck, and it's actually the deck that got Skill Drain to be finally limited, and it's stayed there ever since. I don't know if Skill Drain would be as like effective nowadays, because I can't honestly think of any deck that would play it in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But hey, it's here because this is one of those decks that really takes advantage of Skill Drain. So, Skill Drain with 2 Recreate. These are basically skill drains, but they are only like during the turn the monster is summoned, and they start a chain, which is stupid annoying, but there is that. And skill drain is, of course, skill drain. It's stupid good. You play it in this deck. I don't need to explain it. And then we got 3 Qliphort Genius. This is the only extra deck monster that actually matters. I could throw in every single Blue Eyes extra deck monster here, and it wouldn't change a thing, other than playing 3 Qliphort Genius. Qliphort Genius needs 2 machine monsters to go into it. Points bottom left, bottom right. 1800 attack, link 2 obviously. And then the Link Summon, this Link Summon card is unaffected by spell or trap card effects and the activated effects of other Link monsters. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up card on each player's field, except this card. Both those targets have their effects negated until the end of this turn. When 2 monsters are special summoned at the same time to the zones this card points to, you can add 1 level 5 or higher monster from your deck to your hand. This card also can search out Scout, so if you need to, you can do that. But the bigger thing is that it can search out any level 5 or higher machine whenever you summon 2 monsters to it. So therefore, you can Pendulum Summon, Summon 2, get your search, add Disc normal summon, Tributing 2, get 2 more from deck, activate the field spell, or hopefully already have it activated, Tribute Summon 2 more, and just go off from there. It's just great. Okay, you play 3 of this. You need to, especially if you're playing Extravagance, because the risk of banishing it sucks. This deck really needs a Link 3 or Link 4, because you can't use anything else here. Now, I did drop Cephalopod. I really like him, personally, but, like, he's not as optimal as the others, and I would much rather play a 3rd Helix, which I was originally only playing 2 for, like, 1 Cephalopod. But that was stupid, so I recommend playing 3 Helix instead. Cephalopod has a nice burn effect to also gain you life points, but however, it's nothing amazing or really necessary for the deck. It just helps you kind of mitigate the cost of Scout over multiple turns. So, let's check out some replays. Alrighty, first and foremost, let's take a look at Qli versus Danger Dark World. This was a fun one. So this is when I was testing out Pendulum Paradox, and I hate Dueling Dark World. I am just going to say that. I don't mind playing the deck. It's a lot of fun. But I hate Dueling Dark World. I hate it. I hate it. Now, that I should have negated, okay? So, let me just explain my thought process here. I did not negate this because I'm like, okay, give me a mulligan, because I bricked hard. This was when I was testing Paradox, and a big reason why I dropped it was because if you don't have your extra deck set up, it's nothing. You might as well not be playing anything. So I was like, okay, give me a mulligan. The issue is that doing that and letting him go off screwed me over big time. Like, it's gonna lead to me getting OTK'd here, okay? And this is one of the things I like doing here, is showing you not just my wins, because a lot of people will just show the wins, and even I used to do that, and I'm like, wait, that's really stupid. You need to see your losses too, so you know what it looks like. Now, he's going to summon Redoer. He's got a pretty decent back row. Mind Crush is still stupid good online because we don't have that stupid rolling that Konami made up where, oh, your opponent can just say, oh, I don't have it. I don't have it. You can't check my hand. Everything's done automatically here, so I don't have a choice. And Mind Crush basically steals the games here, okay? I'm going to be 100% honest. It's very, very annoying. Mind Crush just basically kept winning him games here. I added Monolith, my only scale 1 at that moment, and he just Mind Crushed it. I can't do anything. I don't have any scale 1s, and he's just going to keep crashing. Of course, he has Pot of Avarice, and Skill Drain does nothing against this deck. It is that annoying. Like, my god, Skill Drain does nothing. And he just keeps top-decking freaking Drag Down, or he drew it, I don't know, whatever. So he's just going to go off, he's going to do that, get rid of Skill Drain. It doesn't matter one way or the other. Dark Worlds actually used to play Skill Drain, and they totally still could. It doesn't hurt the deck. Now, of course, he's got that second Mind Crush, so he's going to get rid of my other skill 1. And so I had no choice but to activate Carrier, and of course, Tribute Summon face down for another Carrier. To get rid of that can only be 1. That card also won him the duel along with Mind Crush. Would I have won otherwise? I honestly doubt it. It was so one-sided here. Even if I got to Pendulum Summon and tried to do some shenanigans, I would have been screwed over. So I'm going to try and search. I finally get the search off, except now I'm out of monoliths. So I'm going to Pendulum Summon 2, Tribute Summon for Stealth, bounce his back row, pop his other back row. And thanks to Disc and getting rid of his field spell, my Stealth is stronger. So I'm going to set Qliphort's End, which I also dropped out of the deck because it's just really not that great. But however, I was stupid here. I should have, honestly, at this point, it really doesn't matter. He's going to activate freaking Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon, which I thought said only that monster you still could attack. Yeah. Oh, it's the only one that can attack directly. Okay, I totally misread that. So he's 100 over. I can't get over that. And I'm going to try and search. I'm going to try and do some stuff. I think I get over it, or I come close. I'm going to bounce that. I know I don't win this. I'm, like, positive I don't. I could totally be wrong here, but honestly, looking at his hand, I'm like, yeah, no. It's not happening. Freaking Danger Dark World. I hate Dark World so much. So, yeah, there's Grapha. He wins. He gets to bounce pop, and even if then, he was probably just going to make a Link Monster or something. It was game. It was game. I messed up bad. Okay, and then here's another bad hand. This is what I was saying when I said that freaking Qli sucks whenever it comes to drawing, like, consistency issues. So, luckily, I got Scout, I opened Scout, I'm able to actually do stuff, I summon a Carrier, equip Sacrifice onto it, so he's impenetrable, and Ash is going to help out. I'm like, no, I'm not letting you draw cards, so no thank you. I'm going to search out Qliphort's End, so I don't have to worry about that, and hey, look at that, I got Art, so therefore I'm going to be able to use that to search out Monolith, and I was able to search out Qliphort Towers with good old Scout. And he's going to try and strike my towers, and I'm like, ha, low, not happening. I Ash his Dead Heat. It just dawned on me this deck got some more support. So, yeah, he wasn't going to do well. He was not going to draw anything helpful there. So now we got Gem Knight. I just totally remember that FA just got new support. I need to check it out. So, oh, it's Melodious! I thought it was Gem Knight, because the only card I saw was Crystal Rose. If that doesn't indicate where this duel's going to go. So I summon out the Carrier, equip it with Sacrifice. Sacrifice is just so good. I'm like, yeah, I don't have to worry about getting killed. So, yeah, there's that. So he's going to activate Upstart Goblin. Let me draw. He's going to draw. Actually, no, now that I think about it, I probably was in the know that it was freaking Melodious, but I did not care. It just was not even worth mentioning. So I'm going to bounce his stuff. And then get another search, get my scout, search. Oh wait, no, yeah, okay, I see. Now I remember why I thought it was Gem Knight, because I bounced his Melodious Diva and was able to go for a game here. So yeah, that's why. Oh yeah, but the guy was like, if you kick here, yeah. I don't care. So let's see here. We got Machina. This is actually a 2-duel because this guy wanted to have a rematch, just like the other dude who I don't even remember what it was. I think it was Time Thief. So anyways, Machina freaking scraps. It's weird. And this is my first time doing against modern Machina with like the dark Machinas and everything. I can't say completely like original, like completely brand new Machina, because a friend of mine does have Machina with the newer stuff that's not the new dark stuff built, and it's a lot of fun doing against, but it's not like the greatest thing in the world. I don't know why he activated the second limiter removal. Why would he do that? That was in the end phase. I didn't even notice he did that when I dueled him. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? So I get the art so I can search out the monolith, so I don't have to worry about using Scout to search out monolith. I'm gonna get disc, activate monolith, tribute, go for disc effect, and also of course activate sacrifice. Getting to special summon 2 dudes. Gonna tribute 3 for towers and be like, lol. And get rid of all of his stuff. And I totally did not read Unclass Pairs effect to, well, be able to just kind of, you know, special summon itself. So I'm gonna get another Pendulum Summon out. I really probably should have summoned out the Stealth to be able to, you know, do stuff. But hey, I got to draw 4. And hey, there's Skill Drain. Ash that because I don't want him searching. And yeah, he surrendered. So, fun fact about Skill Drain. If you have Skill Drain out whenever you summon towers, towers gets negated. If you have towers out and then you flip over Skill Drain, towers is unaffected. Keep that in mind if you're ever playing the Skill Drain with the towers. Here's the round 2. He's letting me go first. I don't know why, but this is just, I don't know. So I'm going to activate that, set Qliphort, and call it a day. And he's got a pretty good hand here. I'm going to activate Qliphort because I don't want to deal with his stuff. And yeah, just like, okay, turn off your effects for a turn. He's going to activate Electromagnetic Railgun. I don't know why you would play that and not just, I don't know, Compulse. I don't know. There's better cards out there, I feel. But hey, you can destroy a lot, I suppose. And actually, that card just got, like, revealed recently. I don't think it's particularly great. I'm going to swing for 36, and I'm going to leave my carriers out. Because I don't want to make Genius and waste a Genius with him getting killed. So I'm going to leave the carriers out so I don't have to worry about losing the Genius. Because that's more important. So he's going to go off and summon out a Citadel. Just dawned on me they misspelled Citadel. I think they did. It doesn't look right to me. Does it look right? I don't know. So anyways, going to activate Extravagance, banish some cards. And I always check Extravagance banishes because banishing 3 Genius is bad. You don't want to you do not want that to happen. I'm going to search out another dude. You're going to Pendulum Summon for 2. I feel like I should have gone for 3, but either way, Citadel is just going to pop himself to pop everything. So probably for the best that I didn't do that. It just, yeah, I was being smart, okay? I am not being smart right now, criticizing myself in the past. So he's going to go and make freaking Dreadnoid. Okay, and then he makes Double A Zeus. I need to get me one of these. I need to get me one of these guys for my Heroics that I've been testing out. And some other stuff. And I am basically screwed here. There's not much I can really do. And I made a stupid mistake. I run over his fortress, which is not only going to get him a pop. I forgot. Yeah, and then it's going to get him another card onto Double A so that he can do another mass destruction effect. And I'm like, no, you got it. So yeah, we were tied. I don't think we did not duel. Alrighty, we did not do a tiebreaker. I don't know why. So then we got a macro duel, which is just freaking wonderful. This looks like DD Dynamite.deck, and I do not like doing these at all. I don't know why I did not Dark Bribe that, but he did not. So there's that. He did not Dark Bribe that either. I would have drawn another Pendulum Paradox. That would have been very sad. There's a reason I'd stopped playing Pendulum Paradox. Now, for some reason, and I got it mixed up, so I thought, oh, I can ash that and destroy it. No, I got it mixed up with ashing it with using Solemn Warning on it. Because you can Solemn Warning Cosmos. Macro, I mean. You know what I mean? So I'm going to destroy it because Helix doesn't care where he goes. I'm like, I don't want to deal with Cosmos. Macrocosmos is the worst card to deal with if you're playing freaking Qli. Okay? I'm just going to be 100% honest. And this is where I learned that you do not want to waste your geniuses, because he's going to Kaiju, I believe, it or Disc. I don't remember which. Or he's going to surrender. I genuinely thought he was going to... Okay, maybe I'm getting it mixed up with something else. Okay, next. I got a lot of duels with this deck, by the way. I was having a lot of fun. Okay, I was not expecting to have as much fun with Qli as I did. So this is a modern Pendulum deck versus Qli. Oh boy. This was fun. If you define fun as getting absolutely wrecked with negates, but it was fun. I'm gonna set 2 and equip with Carrier. And this is where Recreate is gonna put in some work. That is all I'm gonna say. Recreate, if I did not have this, I would have been dead from the get-go. Like, my god. Oh boy. Okay, so he's gonna get Mr. I Hate You, and he's gonna bounce my stuff of Mr. I Hate You, and just proceed to go off. Okay, what did I say about Recreate putting in some work? Oh yeah, I lied. It's not gonna do anything, because of course he would have a negate, and of course Mr. I Hate You was able to bounce something and do his stuff. So, yeah. Watch as I get destroyed. Possibly. I honestly don't remember what happens, but I am not looking forward to it. So he's just gonna be doing his thing, going crazy, blah 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 blah. Mass Pendulum Summon! See, if I could summon towers, it wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world, but like, how do I get the materials needed for that? It's gonna make Sheep. Sheep is gonna summon out that. Vortex Dragon's gonna get that. I'm gonna get a searching out Helix, just hoping I survive this massacre. He gets another Sorcerer Supreme. He gets another thing going on. This is the first time I've seen somebody play Restage in a deck that wasn't like complete garbage. Now see, I should have been smart and chained Qliphort, but I was gonna lose anyways. Because, honestly, Qliphort, whenever it's summoned, I always forget the part where it's like, hey, during the turn this was summoned, your dudes can't be destroyed by card effects. But it's not treated as a trap anymore once it's summoned, which sucks. But it would have protected my skills. But he had way more than enough damage here. I mean, that's 5,300, 25, 24. That was a game. This is the disparity of power. And this isn't even, like, what I would consider a good build as far as I know. If I wasn't going to draw a disc. Cool, I could have Pendulum Summon 3, summon towers, and be like, ha! Axis Toadcocker doesn't care! Oh, God. Stun! Stun, stun, stun. Fun, fun, fun. Stun, stun, stun. Everyone's having fun when they're doing stun. Oh, it's at Altergeist. I had no idea. I had no idea. Okay, so this is one of those times where I'm like, okay, gotta do the horrible thing, and okay, go for some big damage, get the scout for later, get some damage in with Shell, trying to go for game. He actually told me in the chat that he made a mistake. He didn't mean to set the protocol. Well, he didn't tell me it was a protocol. He told me he didn't mean to set it, but he meant to, like, you know, be able to use evenly matched. Now, see, he could have still used evenly matched, but people forget that you can set this card and still use it like a normal trap card. That would have probably won him the game, but no, he totally forgot about that. So, then we got another duel where it's a two-parter, and it's against the weather. You know, using apocalyptic religious spaceships as, I think, one guy, what was his name? Graceful Charity. I should know your name at this point, because you comment on every single one of my videos. But what did he call it? Religious apocalyptic machines. Yeah, that's what he called it. You would think that, like, this would be, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with this. I can't remember now, darn it. Well, the religious apocalyptic machines are kind of destroying the weather right now. So, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand with, you know, being apocalyptic machines wrecking the weather. I don't know. I am very energetic right now. I'm trying to be happy. Things have been crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to equip Sacrifice to Genius to give him some, well, protection, which I just dawned on me I don't think actually works, because I don't think he is able to be protected by battle. And then flipping skill drain kind of doesn't matter because they banished themselves, but he surrendered because there wasn't going to be anything he was going to be able to do at this point. I don't think, at least, that's going to be able to generate a lot of advantage. So, there's that. And then part 2. Flip-flop. He's going first, setting a bunch of stuff. Lose 1 turn. I hate that card. That card brings back bad memories. Freaking back when, well, what were they called? The Kamas, Yosenju, back when they were, like, really good. I thought about covering them for Pendulum Month, but they aren't really, like, a Pendulum deck. Like, they have Pendulums, but most of their monsters aren't Pendulums. So I don't think I'm going to cover Yosenjus. At least not this Pendulum Month. Maybe next year, if I do Pendulum Month. If I'm even still doing videos. I don't know. Who knows what's going to come in the years and to come in blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, he surrendered. I don't know why, other than the fact that he just kind of bricked really hard. He could have grinded it out, and, I mean, I wasn't... Oh, I was going to get Summoner's Art next turn. I was going to win. So there's that. Okay, and then we got Trash Panda. You guys might have heard about this, because YgoAmino made this deck, like, a thing, like, forever ago. And, realistically, I shouldn't be showing you this, because it's just kind of boring, but I really wanted to show you this, because it's just so fascinating how a meme deck is still able to, like, do stuff, and it shows the importance of, like, having, you know, I don't know, what is it called again? Oh yeah, hand traps. It shows the importance of hand traps. And I should have ogred that Summoner's Monk on summon. I should have. But I did not. And now he's going to win. I'm just going to say that now. He is going to win because he is going to do a lot of crazy stuff here. A lot of crazy stuff here. A lot of crazy stuff. Lots and lots of draws. Lots and lots of special summons. How many times can this thing do this effect again, by the way? Just as much as it wants. As long as you got spells in your graveyard, you can use its effect. Oh my god. Oh, this thing is stupid. I love it. I love it. I hate it, but I love it. So he's just kind of going... This is like probably the most consistent Exodia deck I've ever seen. But realistically, I can't help but wonder just how consistent it is. Because it also feels super gimmicky, and I just don't know. Can he make Quasar? I wonder if he plays Quasar. He does not play Quasar. You fool! Okay, I mean, he could totally make Quasar. He could totally make Quasar in this deck. But he doesn't. I mean, I know Exodia is his true go, but like... Quasar, man! It's Quasar! 3, 8, 6... That's 12 right there! You can make Quasar right there! Wait, no. 14. I failed math 3 times. Have I mentioned that? Okay, so he's just gonna keep going. I could Monster Reborn. Wait, did he have, I don't remember. I think he had another TG Librarian. It doesn't matter. He can make Quasar is the key thing here. And he's not going to. He's going to go for the very, very long, convoluted way of getting your entire deck in your hand and being able to use... yeah, so therefore he's got his whole deck in his hand. He's going to go ahead and just activate 2 Dark Factory Mass Productions and get both pieces of Exodia back to his hand and win. I just kind of wanted to show you that because it's just so stupid. Okay, so yeah, that is Qli. I love Qli. It's a lot of fun. I really, really, really do hope Konami gives this deck more support. They really need to. Like, really. I know I mentioned it in my video, but I would love to see more Link monsters, more dudes who get effects when they're tributed, and just more of anything, really. Like, geez, the deck needs a lot of support, and Konami, for one reason or another, just doesn't want to give it any. So, what do you guys think? Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and peace out. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider rating, commenting, and subscribing. Sharing the video helps as well. If you especially really like it, please do consider being a channel member. Every little bit helps out. And hey, also why not check me out on my other social media pages. Thank you, and have a great day.